What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Never for Self, coming to you today with a video. It's been a minute, long time, long time. Maybe a couple of years, maybe even a few years since my last video that I believe I posted to my channel. But I found a good reason to do a video today, so I'm gonna do the video, all right? So today, I am working on my 2020 GSXR 1000R. And what I have here is a brake light with integrated turn signals from a company that I believe is called Ecstasy Automotive, spelled X-T-A-S-Y, I believe. Man, I seen this light online and I loved it. The funny thing is, in every video that I've seen, you have people show it on their motorcycle, you have people show it off their motorcycle connected to a power source, but I have yet to see someone walk you through how they wired it. And on a lot of those videos that I saw, you had a bunch of people in the comments wondering how to wire this light. So today I'm gonna show you how I wired the light, all right? Disclaimer, please pardon the bike. Don't get it twisted. My bike is always on point. I'm getting ready for the season out here. I'm in New York, and the weather is just starting to turn over to be warm. All right, so I'm getting it ready for the season, man. I just put the steel brake lines in. Kept the ABS unit, just put the steel brake lines in. Pardon the painter's tape here. Like I said, don't get it twisted. What happened is I installed some tech spec tank grips, and of course, who reads the damn directions, right? So after the fact, I realized that you're supposed to wait till it's at least, I believe they said 74, 75 degrees, something like that, to put these on. And it was like 30 degrees when I put these on. So I was having an issue with making them stick. So I heated them up with a heat gun, and I put painter's tape across the top because these bottom ones are giving me an issue sticking, and I don't want dust to get in and ruin the adhesive to the point where they don't stick. So, you know, just trying to get that together, all right? Undertail kit up here, hot bodies, all right? Bought the integrated turn signal into the brake light. So what I did was, with my hot bodies undertail, I took it to an automotive shop, all right? And I had them fill in the holes, all right, for the turn signals and the license plate light, all right? They did an excellent job, man. Shout to Impressive Auto Body in Oceanside, New York. All right. I wish that I was outside so you could see. I don't know if you could see it in the camera, see the metal flake in the paint. They did an excellent job color matching. All right. They did the best they could, and I love it. It came out nice. All right. Pardon, what you're seeing there is actually fingerprints. I've been working on this thing all morning. Man, I got to tell you, listen, I usually love hot bodies, aftermarket products. I even have a pair of flush mounted turn signals from Hot Bodies in the front. But I got to say it, man, in case anybody's interested in their undertail kit for this bike. I don't know if I got a bad one or what, but Hot Bodies, this fit wasn't it, my dude. All right. You guys got to get it together, man. I love your products. Like I said, I use them on all my bikes. I had to do a bit of work to this one to get it to fit. It fit awkward in the front, and at first I couldn't even get these two tabs to screw in the way that they should. So what I had to do was I had to file down the corner in here. That's red paint on my fingernail, by the way, guys, because I had to file this down and then use touch-up paint right there in that corner. That's why I don't know if you can see how bright red that is. Right there, I had to file it down, and I also had to file down this clip back here in the back. That clip right there. And again, you can see the red touch-up paint right there from me touching it up after I filed it down. Man, it just would not fit nice in the front. It still kind of fits awkward. So I took some double-sided tape some real thin double-sided tape, and this is, I believe, rubber splicing tape, and it's just rubberized, just kind of to reinforce it, because like I said, the tabs bend so much like this now when the undertail kit is on the bike, that I just felt like I needed to put something back here to hopefully reinforce it a little bit, so it's not so easy to snap. It hopefully reinforces a little bit of the flexibility there. All right. What else? Just a custom license plate bracket. So when the bike is mounted, so when the undertail is mounted like that on the bike, the license plate will hang right there from the bottom. That's about it. Other than that, let's get right into it. All right. So I'm just going to turn the bike on real quick, and I'm going to show you the light in the back, since that's what we came here to do. All right. There it is. Lit up. Okay, show you the left turn signal now. Left turn signal. Show you the right turn signal. And lastly, I'm going to show you with the hazard lights. I'm not going to show you with the brake light on. I don't have nobody helping me shoot this video. All right, so I'm not going to try to squeeze the brake and get the camera back around there at the same time. As you can see, all the lights work. The light comes on, turn signals work. Trust me, the brake lights work. All right. So let's get into the wiring of this light. All right. Firstly, what I want to point out is when I read some of the reviews and comments being left for this light, because people were looking like I was for some type of video showing you how to wire this light. What I was noticing is that people were asking, which was curious to me as well, all right, because this light has a plug and play for the brake light, all right? So coming out of this light, what you have is you have the plug and play for the brake light, and you have this blue and yellow wire. Now, pardon me, I already wired it, okay? But the blue and yellow wire are not, this is my work right here, the shrink wrap. The blue and yellow light, the blue and yellow wires, when you get it, will be separate like this. They'll be completely separate, they'll be open on the end, and they'll have their own little connections on the end, and that's it. It'll just be two open wires like this, okay? Me, I like to keep all the wiring as stock as possible on my motorcycle. So what I did was, when I took the undertail off the motorcycle, I took the stock plugs. All right, these are the connectors that go into the stock plugs. As you can see, it's fully plugged in. All right, and I followed the wire around. I gave it more than enough wire, and I cut them off. That's what I did, so that I do not have to splice these wires into the harness over here. I don't like doing that. This way, if I ever get ready to change this or change the setup, whatever I want to do, I left all this wire here. I can snip this off right here, and I can go ahead and still use these two plugs to do something different if they don't come with stock connectors, like this one didn't come with stock connectors. Okay, so that being said, again, the brake light is plug and play. These two wires do not have a ground, which is interesting. And that's what is confusing a lot of people. If it was left side positive ground, right side positive ground, I don't think so many people would have questions. All right, but there's no ground wires for these left and right turn signal wires. All right, so that being said, I just want to stress that I believe that this light is grounded through the brake plug. So before you start messing around with these wires, plug in the brake plug light. All right, because in some of the comments I read that people were blowing fuses trying to attach this light. I'm no electrician. I don't understand how that would work as far as them blowing fuses. But again, it just makes sense that if there's no ground wires with these wires, that it's probably grounded through this plug. So plug this, make sure this is plugged before you go trying to feed wires and turn the lights on and blow fuses. Okay, that's just my advice. All right, so that being said, once again, coming out the light, blue and yellow wire. Okay, now on my bike, all right, the black plug here, the black plug, there's a black and a gray plug. The black plug is my right turn signal. All right, and the yellow wire coming out of the Ecstasy automotive light is going to go to the positive, all right, that's attached to this black plug, the right turn signal, all right? The way that you know the positive from the negative on most of these bikes, all right, usually the black wire with the white stripe is the ground wire. And the other wire, in this case, it's like a teal color, all right, is the positive wire, all right? Coming out the other end of the connector, and this is the stock connector again, you have, it's a little bit of a darker green. They changed the color up. And then you have the black wire with the positive. So again, what I did is I took the yellow wire, okay, and the yellow wire got attached to the green wire coming out of here. If you're not using the stock connectors, it'll get attached to the teal wire here. The black wire with the white stripe, which is the ground one, doesn't get used because the turn signals for the aftermarket light, again, does not have a ground wire. So what I did was yellow wire, all right, to the green wire, since I did keep the stock connectors. And inside this area where I soldered everything, the ground wire is just folded over from my stock connector, okay? If you're not dealing with this, with the stock connectors, you don't even have to worry about that. You're gonna go yellow wire straight to the teal wire, okay? Same thing applies to the other side now. The blue wire coming out of here, okay? The blue wire on my bike goes to the gray connector, okay? And the gray connector, all right, has two black wires. But again, the solid black wire is positive. The black wire with the white stripe is the ground wire, okay? The one with the white stripe is the ground wire. So you're gonna go blue wire to the solid black, all right? The ground wire, black with the stripe, does not get used. You can snip it, tape it off to the side, whatever you want to do with it, all right? That's pretty much it. I'm gonna say it one more time. Plug and play with the brake light. Yellow wire to the positive on the right turn signal on my bike, it's the black. Blue wire to the positive on the gray connector, all right? On my bike, that's the left turn signal, all right? So that's pretty much it. This is the plug back here for the license plate light not being used. Again, I like to keep all my stock connectors, so here it is. And this is what I meant by when I was telling you guys that I just cut it off of the stock undertail and left the wire. So what I'm going to do is now when I tidy everything up, I'm going to plug this in, right? And it's not going to be connected to anything. I'm going to go ahead and tape the wires off at the end and make sure that they're not open and they don't touch anything. And then I'm going to roll it up. And when I tidy all the wires up in here with cable ties, I'm just going to leave it. This way, if I ever decide to change my setup and I need to use that license plate light, which I probably never will, but the option is there. All right? So listen, that's it. You know, hope this helps somebody out because I couldn't find anything as far as wiring this. So I went through the nervous task that we all do of Googling and watching a few different videos and trying to get bits and pieces here and hoping that I was doing the right thing, being that these wires don't come with ground wires. And usually any kind of lights you see, man, it just always has a positive and a ground. And so that's what made it nerve-wracking to make sure that you plug it in into the right wires. So once again, I hope this helps somebody, man, because I couldn't find anything to help me out. Had a couple of people respond to me in their videos, and I appreciate that. I love y'all for that. But they didn't have video, or they couldn't remember what they did when they wired it. They just knew that the positive went to the positive. That's it. That's all they were able to tell me, which I kind of figured that out myself just by looking at it. I was looking for something that kind of told me which wires to which wires. So I hope this helps somebody out. All right. So your boy Never for Self. I'm out. Y'all be easy.